Do you want to learn how to draw cute kawaii style people but you aren't sure where to start? In this tutorial, you'll learn how to draw adorable people in Procreate in just 3 easy steps. I'll guide you through creating cute characters, and I'll share my easy method to drawing the human form with kawaii proportions, using a method of sketching that will make drawing people super easy every time. By the end of this video, you'll be able to draw any person in the kawaii style. You'll also develop your observation skills, spark your creativity, and give your characters a charming and playful personality. Hi, welcome to Haley K Studio. I'm Haley and I share Procreate tutorials for beginners. This tutorial is going to have a lot more practical lessons on how to draw people and anatomy and the kawaii style, so let's not waste any time and get started with a quick refresher on the essentials of making something cute. To draw cute people, it helps to understand what gives a character that friendly kawaii appeal. Cute characters often have exaggerated and playful proportions, like oversized eyes and round heads and small, cute little mouths. These features make them look approachable and friendly, and they're perfect for capturing cute, cartoon-like charm. And also, remember to use rounded edges and soft corners. Rounded edges give your character a friendly, harmless look. Another key to making characters cute is to simplify their design. Don't overcomplicate your design with too many details. You'll have less to draw and you can focus on perfecting your personal style and the art of drawing anatomy. So now that we understand the basics of cuteness, let's get into drawing a cute person in the kawaii style. So the first step is to choose the person you want to draw. Maybe you want to draw yourself, a friend, or a favorite character. I've chosen to draw one of my sons. This is my oldest son, Harrison. Now that I've chosen who I want to draw, I want to observe his basic shape, his proportion, and his defining features. Harrison is a pretty tall guy. He's just kind of long and skinny. He's got some pretty good hair going on. So this is a fairly easy subject to draw. So now the next step is just to start sketching him. And as I'm sketching him, I'm going to be focusing on his main shape. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm not going to worry too much about capturing every detail. I'm just going to focus on capturing the essence of his look. And now here's my simple method for drawing people. I start off with drawing 2 circles, one on top of the other. This will be the person's shoulders and the person's hips. The proportion of these circles can vary depending on the person that you're drawing. It can be big on the top and small on the bottom, or small on the top and big on the bottom. Or it can be equal like what we're doing for Harrison. It just depends on the character or the person you're drawing. Say they're a big, strong guy, the bigger circle on the top and the small on the bottom to create that V shape. Or if you're drawing someone that's a little bit more pear-shaped, it can be small on the top and big on the bottom, just to kind of vary the form of your character. But for Harrison, we're just going to keep it pretty proportioned. So when you draw these circles, you notice that I connected the top and the bottom circles with some curved lines. And you just want to curve the lines from the top to the bottom according to the body position of who you're drawing or how you want them to be positioned. The more curved you draw your character's body, the more alive they'll look. And your image will be a little bit more dynamic. And for step 3, it's applying the rules of cuteness. So we already have our body, and now we need to add the large head with the big eyes. How big or small the head is that we draw will change the overall feel of our character. Typically, if we draw the larger head, the character will seem a little bit younger and sweeter, and if you draw the head smaller or more in a realistic proportion, the character might seem a little bit older. So you just want to decide what's best for your subject matter or your character. Now we can draw the character's eyes and mouth. You want to choose where your character is looking, and then draw some guidelines for where the eyes and mouth will go. These lines help with symmetry, and it makes it easier to position the facial features more accurately. The vertical line divides the face from left to right, and the horizontal line usually indicates where the eyes will sit. And now you can draw simple arms and legs with just some simple lines. You can choose to draw feet, no hands. Just keeping it simple and not worrying too much about the details will actually help keep this in the kawaii style. If you're trying to improve your people drawing skills, just focus on the anatomy first and don't worry too much about the details. And just don't forget to keep the edges rounded and the design minimal and sweet, and don't overcomplicate your illustration with too many details. So now that we have the eyes and the mouth placed, we can place our ears, and those just go along that same horizontal dividing line on opposite sides of the face, of course. And you can draw simple hair. Just make sure that it goes beyond the circle of the head, since hair is not usually flat to the head. and you can make the clothes as simple or as imaginative as you want, but for now we're just sticking to simple lines to keep it uncomplicated and learn how to skew the clothes according to the position of the body. That's basically how you take a photo of someone you know and put them into the Kawaii style with those Kawaii style proportions. And it's super simple and it's not overly complicated. You just follow those simple steps. First, observing your person, how they're proportioned out, and then simplifying them down, and then just applying those rules of cuteness of the large head, the big eyes, the small mouth. You can always use that simple method of drawing anatomy by using those circles with the curved lines to set up your character's position of their body. So now I'm just going to finish my drawing of Harrison by doing a color fill on him. I'm going to use my crayon liner from my Kawaii Essentials brush set and drawing kit. This is for sale in my Etsy shop and I've linked it down below. The colors that I'm going to use are from my Kawaii color palette, and this is also included in that Kawaii Essentials brush set and drawing kit. So for the lining, I'm just going to choose the brown, and then I'll go through and I'll finish the color fill. So here's our cute Kawaii version of Harrison. I kept to the Kawaii color palette, even though he's a very just wear black kind of kid, but to have that soft Kawaii look, we kept to that pastel color palette. And so here's our original sketch and then our final drawing. And you can see it doesn't take a long time and you can create some really great characters. So let's draw some more cute characters together. I'm going to start by sketching my first one out. And I just have my Narender pencil from the sketching tab in the brush library, and I've set it to black. I'm just going to use that same method of drawing the human form. I'm going to start off with a small circle on the top and a bigger circle on the bottom, and then I'm going to connect them by curving the lines quite a bit, and there's the basic form of her body. And then I will add a big head to keep it to a Kawaii style proportion, and I'm going to have her looking at a 3/4 view. So I'm going to divide her face like this. And now I will draw in her eyes, and I'm just going to keep a simple eye, and they're going to be closed. And I'm just going to indicate that it's a girl by giving her some eyelashes. And I'm not going to draw a nose. I'm going to keep it super simple. Drawing a nose isn't always necessary, so I'm going to skip that on this character. And so I'll just draw her mouth. The center of the Cupid's bow is going to go along that center line. And I'm going to have her mouth open a little bit. And I'm not going too detailed with the lips. I'm just keeping a top line and a bottom line, and that's all that is needed. And to indicate that this is a fairy, I'm going to draw in her ears, and it's going to be a pointy little ear. And her other ear isn't visible. I'm just going to draw her hair now, and I'm going to keep it off of the circle of her head. I'm just going to give her some bangs, and there's her bun. So now I'm going to draw where her arms and legs are going to be. So her arms are just going to be off to the sides, kind of with that princessy position. And to position her legs, I also want to divide the hemispheres of her body. So since she's pointed this way at a 3/4 view, I'm going to make sure her body is like that. And we're going to imagine that her legs are on the side here. So this is her front leg, and I'm going to have it kicked out. And then her back leg is going to be pointed down. And so it's just a very rough sketch of how a body would look, but we get the idea in a very simple way. And so now I'll just give it a little bit more detail. So let's give her some clothes now. So the last thing my character needs is just a little set of wings because it is a little fairy. So now she's ready to have the lining and coloring done. And so I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to put it below my sketch layer, and I'm going to turn down the opacity on my sketch. So here's our cute fairy. So here's the rough sketch and here's our final drawing. This just shows you how you can go from a rough sketch to a completed drawing super quickly with these simple steps. So I'm going to change up the proportions on this character a bit. He's going to be larger on the top and smaller on the bottom, and he's going to be pretty squat. So this character is going to be a cute gnome. And this is just going to be a profile view of this gnome. And so we're going to curve the lines down this way. And this is his back, and this is his front. And so now I will position his head. We're not even going to have too many features on him. So this is the center dividing line of our gnome, and so his nose is going to go here. And that's basically the only facial feature we're going to draw on him, except he's going to have a beard that goes like this, and just connects there. And then the top of his head, I'm just going to draw him a hat. And there's our basic little gnome head. We don't even see his eyes. They're underneath his hat, but he gets around the forest easily regardless. So since this is a profile view, let's go ahead and decide where his arms are going to be. I'm going to be having him clasping his arms behind his body. And so I'm just going to draw one here, and his little hand, we're just imagining that it's holding the other hand. And then his legs are just going to be there and there. So now I'm going to give him a little bit more body. I'm going to finish up his sketch and give him some clothes. So there is our sketch of our gnome. I even gave him a little pocket back here to keep his little gnome treasures in. And it just looks like he's bent over looking up. Maybe he's looking at a mushroom in the forest or something. You could create a whole scene around him if you wanted. But now I'm going to go ahead and do the lining and coloring of this character. There, our little gnome is all colored in. I gave him a red hat so that his little gnome wife can see him traipsing through the forest. And I just gave us a background color so he could pop off the screen a little bit better. But there's another super simple sketch to finish drawing. And I know that with these steps, you can make your own characters like these yourself. So here's the characters that we created today, all finished. I hope this has inspired you to make your own characters, just using those simple steps of observing a character or a person, simplifying their features, and then just applying these rules of cuteness, and you can create your own characters or make kawaii versions of people that you know very easily. And now that you know how to make kawaii people, you won't want to miss my other videos where I teach you how to draw in the kawaii style. So click on the link in the screen and that'll take you to my playlist of all of my how to draw in the kawaii style tutorials. So thank you for being here today and watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button because I'll be sharing more videos on how to draw in the kawaii style or other tutorials here in Procreate. I hope to see you next time. Bye!